Okay, so we have a question here, and the question is why a Muslim man can have more than one wife?
الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Marriage is a sacred institution in Islam with very important objectives. In most cases, the objective is achieved through monogamy, having one wife. However, in certain circumstances, a man is allowed to marry more than one wife, with the condition that he treats his wives with justice. Now, this does not mean that this is the norm amongst the Muslims, because the majority of Islamic marriages are actually, in fact, monogamous, having only one wife. Islam put restrictions on polygamous marriages. Prior to Islam, polygamy often meant as many wives as a man wanted. Through the Quran and Sunnah, conditions and guidelines were explained to ensure that it was done in the best way possible to benefit both husband and wife. Polygamy in Islam means that men are limited to marrying a maximum number of four, and they must be equitable with all of them. Each wife has the same rights over their husband. He has to take care and treat them fairly with justice. We can find in the Quran in Surah An-Nisa, فَانْكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. Marry women of your choice, two or three or four. But if you fear that you shall not be able to deal justly with them, then only one. This is the Quranic verse which shows that plural marriage is allowed, with the condition of justice or being fair with all of them. What is meant by justice that is required in order for a man to be permitted to have more than one wife is that he should treat his wives equally in terms of spending, clothing, spending the night with them, and other material things that are under his control. With regard to justice in terms of love, he is not held accountable for that, and that is not required of him because he has no control over that. And this is what is meant by the verse, وَلَن تَسْتَطِيعُوا أَن تَعْدِلُوا بَيْنَ النِّسَاءِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتُمْ. And you will never be able to do perfect justice between wives, even if it is your ardent desire. Wives in Islam are to be treated with utmost respect and love. A Muslim husband must provide clothing, shelter, food, and all basic requirements of a financial provider. Even if a wife makes her own money, she is entitled to do as she pleases with it, while the husband is required to spend on her. He cannot be mean to his wives. He should be a comfort for them as well as their helping hand. Muslim men are the protectors and maintainers of their family. We can find in an authentic hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, "The believers who show the most perfect faith are those who have the best behavior, and the best of you are those who are the best to their wives." In circumstances where women outnumber men in population, or a woman has become a widow, polygamy in Islam provides more chances for marriage and can be seen as a mercy. Widows and divorcees that are older in age may want to have a husband to take care of them, protect them, and provide companionship. In this perspective, we can see polygamy serving the needs of the women. Polygamy could also be of benefit for women who would rather prefer to be the second wife with a man that will take care of her rather than living alone, or being a mistress to the man that she loves. It is much better to be a legal second wife than being a secret mistress that nobody knows about. Islam protects women in these cases. Instead of living alone or being a mistress to a man, Islam honors women and gave them dignity through marriage. It is better to be married and be a second wife to a responsible man and enjoy the benefits of being a legal wife, rather than hiding her identity all her life and being a mistress to the man that she loves who happens to be married already. In cultures that exclusively practice monogamy, is it truly monogamous? Or do we hear about infidelities and frequent relationships outside of marriage? These relationships can result in unplanned pregnancies as well as broken hearts and broken homes. We must look at which could be more beneficial for families and the society. secret relationships, or legally protected and honest relationships. Islam prefers the latter, legally protected and honest relationships. Everything permissible in Islam comes from the wisdom of the Almighty Creator. The benefits of polygamy to the family, self, and the community are greater than the negatives, even though we can always understand them. Ultimately, wives in Islam are protected, cared for, and treated with love and respect, regardless of whether in a monogamous or polygamous relationship. Wallahu a'lam, and Allah knows best. Assalamu alaikum. If you're new here, my name is Omar Abdullah, content creator and a student of knowledge. My goal is to share authentic Islamic knowledge in a bite-sized, digestible chunks. If you're loving this content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new here.